It's a huge honor being nominated anytime for the CMAs. To be nominated 3 times tonight is that's crazy because every one of these categories is just it's just really hard to get into. I feel like it gets harder and harder every year as more and more younger kids come in, and it just becomes tougher. So I don't take it for granted the nomination process. The whole, for me, like from when you find out about the nominations, up until the actual tonight, the award show night, that whole time period is really fun, exciting. Good talk to people about being nominated for the CMAs, and so it's just a huge honor, and I don't take it lightly. I think anyone that's been doing it for a while, the more you've been doing this, the less you take it for granted. The more it means to you. So being nominated means a lot. This performance tonight's like probably the highlight of my CMA experience. Good chance to sing Me and Bob McGee for Kris Kristofferson, a hero of mine, a hero of everyone in this room. Just honoring him tonight with a huge CMA award. On stage with Sheryl Crow, who's a friend of mine. Sheryl is like, just such an icon in every genre of music, along with John Osborne, one of my good friends, one of the best guitar players in this town and singers, and Chris Janson, who's playing the harmonica like nobody else can play it. So really fun for me to get a chance to do this. I think I had a choice to do my current single that was just #1, Living, or this, and I was like, I'd rather sing Me and Bob McGee for Chris, so for Kristofferson. So this is going to be a huge night for me. When I first started working this record, the very first song I had actually pitched to me was Burning Man. And of all the songs on the record, there's just 3 songs I didn't write, and this is one of them. So the outside songs I really scrutinize and try to make sure they're better than the songs that I'm writing. And Burning Man is such a well-written song. Bobby Pinson and Luke Dick wrote this song, and just, I felt like we took 3 times in the studio, recorded over the course of a couple of years to get it just right, really, honestly. And then you have to go make the video for it and try to make a video that matches up to how you feel the recording is. And I felt like the recording was really good. So there's a lot of pressure on the video for that. But, I brought in John and TJ Osborne, the brothers Osborne, to be part of this song, and they just crushed it in the studio. And they know going in, once you collaborate on a song, you're going to be asked to make a video. So I dragged him out to the Salton Sea out by Palm Springs. It's about 105 degrees, and it just smells terrible. It's a dead lake, and we had a rattlesnake, scorpion guy with us. It was like kind of monitoring the area because it's just not a really friendly place to be spending a lot of time. But the video looked great, so it looked awesome on camera. It wasn't, and with those guys, they make anything fun. But we had a couple people pass out during the shoot. Your shoes were sticking to the rock, and like the separating from the sole of the soles were separating from the actual boot. It was a hot video shoot, but for that song to be nominated for a video of the year makes it all worthwhile. It's been a long time coming, I feel like, just the women really having the place they're having this award show, all award shows. There's been a great surge happening. You keep thinking this is going to be the year, whether it's on radio or Entertainer of the Year, that something might happen where we recognize more of the women in our industry, and it feels like it's maybe really finally happening. A lot of people behind, this push. So I love hearing that there's like over 30 women performing on the show, and of course having Dolly and Reba and Carrie host the show. That just sets the tone right there from the very beginning. So I'm excited. A lot of my favorite records this year were from female artists. Certainly Maren Morse's record is just so good. So I'm just excited to be a fan in the audience, watching all these great talented women, and looking forward to the whole show. My favorite memories of the CMA Awards, every show, I feel like, every year I just feel like it gets better and better. I feel like the collaborations are more exciting. There's a lot more focus on that, collaborations, which I feel like used to be kind of just a Grammy thing, and now the CMAs has really made that, these unbelievable, people coming together you wouldn't expect to see performing. I think that's really exciting for fans. Certainly excited for me as a fan, as a country fan. And, as far as good performances go, I always have such a good time. I loved watching Brad and Carrie. They were always so funny at the top of the show, so I'm looking forward to see what Dolly and Reba and Carrie do this year. Obviously, like a lot of people, I love watching Chris and JT do their song. Chris Stapleton and Timberlake did their song a couple of years ago. That was unbelievable. Probably a highlight for sure. But there's so many highlights throughout the course of the night that I love to sit back and not only be a singer, but be a fan, and looking forward to doing that tonight. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff happening next year. Working on a couple different projects. Obviously my usual, my country career, but I have some other genres within country that I'm excited about, that I'm working on. And just making a lot of records. I'm not going to tour as much as I have in the last few years, just so I can concentrate really on just being creative and doing some music stuff. But definitely some surprises in the first part of the year, so we'll just have to wait and see.